Hi everybody, welcome back to Bring Life Indoors. It's Moira here. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing well and having a beautiful day. Today I thought I'll do a video where I just show you how you can display indoor plants around your home. I love plants, so if you're out there and you, just like me, you love plants, you will definitely enjoy this video. I'm just going to take you around and show you different ways you can display your plants around your home. I mean, you might be out there and say, you know what, I want to buy more plants, but I don't quite know how to play around with them in my house. I don't feel I've got space, or I do space, but I find it not quite exciting the way I'm doing it at the moment. Yeah, I'm just gonna take you around around my house and show you how I display my plants. Fun ways, creative ways, and fun ways to display your plants around your home. So yeah, let's do this. Hope you enjoyed this video. Alrighty, I'm gonna start right where I am with this display right here. Just gonna remove it from the wall that you can see what I'm talking about. And I'm gonna remove this plant. So yeah, it's made of wood. And it's very easy to make. I didn't make this myself, though I would like to make more of this. I love it. It seems easy to make. Got like 4 sides, that's 4 sides, and then they've cut a hole there, and obviously holes on the sides to be able to put your cord and tie it in there. And the way it came with this glass jar. Initially, I was gonna use it for propagation, which I did use it for propagation. The only thing about it is the jar is very wide, so you must have like lots of cuttings that they stand well, because it's not deep enough also. So yeah, I did use it for propagation, but then eventually I decided to take out the jars and use it as a plant stand. And I love it. It works so well, absolutely beautiful. And that's what I'm using to display my plants around the house. Ooh, there goes the flower. One flower fell. That's what happens when you fiddle around with your plant. So yeah, I love the display. I've got this Christmas cactus here, which is blooming. And I've got this Hoya, so yeah, I love it. And I used to have my Arrowhead plant here, and it works also very well. You can use, I had it in a wide cover pot, and it also worked very well. The wood and the white pot, it was very nice. But also the terracotta and the wood for me works well together. So I play around with my displays. Sometimes you'll find this going on here, and the next time you come around, I've got it all changed up. So yeah, this is what I have here. There's this one of the ways you can display your plants around your house. If you're going around and you come across something like that, definitely you can display your plant and hang it on the wall, and it looks absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. So that's number one. I've got a whole lot. I hope this video is not gonna be long. Okay, let's come here. Here's another way. This is one of your simplest ways. All I did is I knocked a nail on the wall. I don't know if you're like me. I've got so many nails around my wall, but anyway, they're for a good cause. Okay, and all I did was, I still have to transplant this. I want to transplant that, but I left it in its nursery pot, as you can see, and then I just hanged it on the wall. I still want to transplant it, but I left it in its nursery pot, and I just hanged it on. That's another way to display your plant. The beautiful thing about it, if the plant is full like this one, you can get away with a nursery pot. You might not have to change it because the plant is hiding the ugly nursery pot. Yeah, plastic nursery pots are not your prettiest things. They're not, So, but when the plant has grown long enough, the beauty about it is that it can hide that plastic pot, and you can get away with this, not having to replant it, you know, and all that, you know. So that's what's happening here. I didn't take it out of its cover pot. And I'll show you how it's hanging on the wall. There. I just took a cord, tied a knot, and put a nail on and hooked it, you know, on the cord, and that's about it. So that's another way you can actually display your plants around your home. And we're gonna come here still around the same spot in the house, and there's my lemon lime, my scindapsus. I'm going to remove them for you. You know what I love about this? It's like they're floating in the air. It's almost like, you know, but if you come close, you'll be able to see that they are sitting on something. Yeah, I've used this. It's a plant stand. You can use it either, you know, with me, I hanged it on the wall. It's what you actually put it somewhere on your furniture, or on outside or inside. With me, they used to be, what color were these? Silver, I think. I just spray painted it black and nailed it on my wall, and there we go. So then I put my trailing plants on it, you know. And whether it shows or it doesn't show, because it used to show, these have grown over time, it still looks absolutely beautiful. It still looks absolutely beautiful. So that's one of the ways you can actually display your plants around your home. I'm just going to remove both plants that you can see exactly what I'm talking about. That's the kind of stand I'm talking about. I just nailed it on the wall. And alone, it looks not so nice. With plants on it, it looks absolutely amazing. So that's another way you can display. And I've got two of these. I've got one here, and I've got one on the other side of the room. And we'll go there just now. Alrighty, and here is another way of displaying your plants around your home. Macrame, if you like macrame, you know, you can make your own. I've made my own. This one I bought from a friend of mine, Charlotte. I'll link her Instagram account on my description below. She makes these beautiful macrames. Trust me, they are absolutely amazing. I bought a few from her, but the rest I made myself. Easy DIYs. That's another way you can display your plants. With me, I'm not hanging them from the ceiling. I know many people hang theirs from the ceiling. I'm not that brave, so I'm not hanging mine from the ceiling. What I usually do is just put nails on the wall, as you can see up there, and then I hang my plants from there. You know, that's how I display my plants. That's my Hoya, my variegated Hoya, and that's my string of pearls, and that's my string of bananas. I have these plastic. I'm hoping one day this will grow. We'll get to a place where they're nice and bushy, that they can hide this plastic thing underneath. Because if I have to take it out and to be watered, I lose so many pearls at the end of the day. To have to take it off the hanging, you know, cord, and then go and water it and bring it back. So what I usually do, I just water it in its place, and make sure that I don't put too much, just enough, and whatever is there, it gets absorbed back into the soil. And that's how I water my hanging plants. I try not to move them a lot, because then it's a hassle. But that's another way to display your plants around your home. And I've got a few of those around the house. I mean, this is my Hoya canosa. You know, I've done the same. It's on a macrame. And then there's another one here. It's also on a macrame. And there in the corner there, excuse the lighting, I've got a, what is that? I've got a heart-shaped leaf, Philodendron. And here, excuse the lighting again, I've got my bridal veil. You know, it's loving the light, sitting by the window. And we come this side of the room. I've got my wax ivy. It's loving it here. And just above the piano, I've got this. I've made this, by the way. I had this board lying around. It came with Jonathan's baby cord, and I think it was packed by mistake. We could never tell where it should go. I mean, there was no place for it at all. So I think it was definitely packed by mistake. You know, so I turned into a shelf. And all I did was take a cord. I just took a cord and I tied it and, you know, slipped it here and slipped it there, and then put a nail on the wall and hang it on the wall. And that's about it. And that's another way you can display your plants. As you can see, I'm just going to bring you a bit closer. Here is more like a, you know, plants that are growing in water for me. I've got my golden pothos. I've got my, this is my elephant ears. It's loving it. It's been in water for a while, and it's plants which I'm keeping in water. And this is my heart-shaped leaf. And this is my scindapsus, which has been in water for a while, and it's loving it, you know. So that's what's going on here. I'm just going to move it a bit back that you can see. This is exactly what's going on this side of the wall. Another way to display your plants around your home. Alrighty, now when we come here at this corner, I love this corner. This is my reading corner. I love it. I've got this nice marble table, you know, just fill it up with plants. That's my figgy leaf fig, the dwarf figgy leaf fig, you know, and that's my damcane and my peperomia amigo marcello. I mean, look at this display. It's absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing. Yeah, and on the windowsill, I love plants on my windowsill. You know, I've got my, what do you call it? All these are succulents, and they're loving it here. I can bring it closer. Okay, all these are succulents. That's what I have here. Now, that's another way to display your plants. Just make sure that if you're going to put them on the windowsill, it's a right window for them, that they don't get scorched, or it's the kind of plants that will be able to handle the kind of sunlight that comes through that window. But they actually look beautiful on the windowsill. I'm just going to turn my camera around, and on this side I've got my Boston fan. Loving it here, living its best life, growing. It's continued to grow for me. I must be honest, I'm not looking forward to transplanting this, and I know it's if it's not pot bound, it's almost pot bound, and I'm definitely not looking forward to transplanting this. But it's loving it. It's continuing to grow. No issues at all, and yeah, that's where it is. And I'll show you how I've displayed it. You know, a plant like this, you want it a little bit higher, obviously, that you can see its beauty. Otherwise, let me do this. Yeah, you know, you want it a bit higher for you to be able to see its beauty. And also, yeah, otherwise, if it's on the floor, you don't quite see, you don't do the plant justice, you know. And if you can, hanging it's even better. But it's, yeah, like I say, it's one of those plants, if I'm going to hang it, it's going to have to be directly from the ceiling because of how it's growing. You know, I can't put it against the wall. Though I can try. I mean, I've done it in my bedroom and it did okay. Yeah, it did okay. But it's big now, it's huge now. It has grown a lot. So I'll show you what's going on here. It's sitting in this beautiful white pot, in its nursery pot, and I'm using this vase or vase. Oh, now I'm full of leaves. That's what I'm using as a stand. I'm using this as a stand for it, that it can be elevated a bit higher, and all that. So yeah, that's another way to display your plants around your house. If you want it to be a bit taller, you just go around the house and see what you have that you can use as a stand that will then elevate your plants, and and all that. I'm gonna have to come back and vacuum this mess. But yeah, this is beautiful. And here's another way to display your plants. You might say, you know what, I don't like this or that or the other, I want a plant shelf, or here's another way to display your plants around the house. And the beautiful thing about plant shelves is you can use absolutely anything to your heart desire. You can use a steel shelf, you can use a wooden shelf, you can use anything your heart desire, whatever your heart desire. And this is a steel shelf, and yeah, and it works for me. I love it. I've got only terracotta on it because I love the look. I used to have just white pots on it, and even then it was beautiful, and I decided to change that up years ago and just put terracotta here, plants that are sitting in terracotta pots here, and I love the look. I love it. And yeah, that's what's happening here. That's what's happening here. As you can see, while we are here, I've got this. I'm just going to bring you a bit closer. Just a bit closer. Another side. If I don't feel like sitting on that couch, I sit on this swing chair with my son. But then, yeah, I've got this ficus tree. And I decided also, it doesn't look its best if it's right on the floor, and I elevated it with another pot. This is a pot, it's an empty pot I'm not using, and I decided to use it as a stand that I can elevate this plant to be a little bit higher than leaving it directly on the floor. Again, there's some of the things you can do. You can use the pots you have which you are not using and use them as plant stand, basically. And I've done the same here. There we go. I've done the same here. As you can see, this beautiful umbrella plant, variegated umbrella plant. I've done the same here. But because it's close to my son's play area, do you know what I've done? That it doesn't, because it can easily just tip over and fall over. I've used, because one day I might want to use this pot. I might want to use this pot for something else and drill a hole on it and plant something in it. But what I've done, I took press stick. I took press stick, and then I stick this pot, the one with the plant, onto this one, that it won't fall, even with the slightest, if someone tipped it, that you don't easily just fall off the stand, So you need to think, well, that's me. I've got children, I've got, yes, my daughter is big now, she's 17, but I have a 7-year-old, so, and he's busy. So when I do put plants on stand, especially using a pot on a pot, I think it through, I think it thoroughly, and I usually use a press stick between those two pots that it can be solid, that, to minimize things breaking and falling, and not that he bumps mom stuff. I must be honest, we haven't had incidents where he broke a pot or two in my house, not yet. But yeah, but still, you have to think of those things when you've got kids around the house. So that's another way you can display your plants around the house. I'm just going to take you to the other side of the house. Alrighty, one of the things I loved about this house when we moved into this house was this wall. It's got this wall from nowhere. It starts there, it ends here, and that's about it. It's just the wall. And I love it. And the first thing I thought of when I saw it was, there's a place to display some of my plants. And I've got this peace lily sitting here, and it's loving it. It's loving it. It's receiving moderate light, I must be honest. And to my surprise, it still bloomed for me. You know, it still bloomed. It doesn't get bright light, you know, medium, moderate, yeah. And there we go. It gave me a bloom. So it shows that it's very happy where it is. So yeah, that's some of the things you can do. If you have something like that around your house, you can use it to display your plants. And another way to display your your plants around your house is you can use trays. I've got wooden trays, so I've used this tray, you know. I've got my kids' photo in there, and my bamboo palm in there, you know, and that's it. It's a beautiful way to display a plant on your coffee table, you know. And like I said, there's no right or wrong, as long as it works for you. As long as it works for you. I mean, that's another way to display your plants around the house. I've done that also with my coffee table. I'm just gonna do this. Excuse the lighting. That's exactly what I've done with my coffee table, you know. There's another wooden tray. I mean, what's nice about a wooden tray is if you ever need to use the table for something else, you know, I mean, I mean, I don't live alone here, people. I'm married, I've got kids. So if we ever need to use the table for something else other than plants, the beautiful thing about it is I can just lift it up, you know, and move it away, and later bring it back and put it in its place. How awesome is that? Wonderful. So trays work. You can use any kind of trays you like. At the moment, I'm using wooden trays. Alrighty, and here's another way you can display your plants. This is a speaker. So all I did is put my plant on it. It's a plant stand. Automatically becomes a plant stand. Even this, I've just recently moved what was here, but trust me, if you go check on my videos and my photos, there's always a plant here. There's always a plant here. So really, you can turn anything in your home into a plant stand. I've got my bamboo palm here. I've got my arrowhead. I mean, this is another beautiful marble stand. I decided to use it for plants. I think I use everything for plants. Probably. But anyway, yeah, there's other ways you can use, you can display your plants. If you look up here, there, you know, this beautiful plant. And the reason I put it up there, to be very honest with you, is growing down. I don't know why my Rojo Congo Philodendron is growing down, but it's growing down. Only a few leaves are growing up, but it's growing down. And if I put it on a flat surface, like a table, the leaves, you know, you get what I'm saying. So it either needs a high stand for me to put it on, or this solution works just fine for it, because then the leaves can do whatever it is they want to do. they can go wild, you know, and nothing is getting all cranked up and, you know, breaking and folding, and, you know, but that's another way to display your plants around the house. And I'm gonna take it back just to show you. I've got one on each side. As you can see, I've got one on each side, you know, of the same plant. Now let's look at this side of the TV room. That's another way of displaying your plants. I've got my Monstera Deliciosa there on another marble stand. And here, down here, yeah, down here, I've got this one is directly on the floor, this Philodendron, you know, and my fiddle leaf fig is directly on the floor. Love the look. But if you check, this Philodendron, it's a pot on a pot, you know, but because I've used, I'm gonna bring you close just to see, Because I've used terracotta, it looks like one pot, but it's not one pot, it's a pot on a pot, you know, and it looks absolutely beautiful. And that's another way you can display your plants around the house. And here is another way you can display your plants around the house. Like I said earlier, you can use any kind of shelf to display your plants around your house. And yeah, this is what I'm using this shelf for, to display my plants. And if you look right at the bottom on the floor, I've got my peace lily is sitting right there on the floor. That's another way, you know, your big plants, they look up, some of them looks absolutely amazing directly on the floor. Now let's look at this wall. Can you believe it? I've used, for this plant wall, I used wine rack. Yeah, and I turned it into a plant wall. I'll show you now. All I did was nail it. I'm just gonna move this. I nailed it onto the wall. That's what I did. And then what's beautiful about this is, I'm just gonna take this off again just to show you. What's beautiful about it is these terracotta saucers can actually sit so nicely there. Before, I never used to put the saucer there. Even this can sit so nicely like that without having to put it on the saucer. But the only thing is, then when I have to water them, I always had to take them all to the sink and give them water, which can be a pain. And then I decided to actually change them up and put the saucers on, which fits just fine. They fit perfectly. It's like it was made for this. I promise you, it's like really, it was custom made for this. And yeah, so you can use your wine rack. If it's sitting there and you're not using it, why not turn it into a plant wall or a plant stand? That's one of the ways you can display plants around your home. And another way you can do that is with your beautiful glass tables. They make a beautiful, beautiful plant display. It doesn't have to be glass. It can be wooden table. It can be anything you like. But with me here, I'm using a glass table. I got this from my mother-in-law. I love it. Even that wooden shelf you saw on the corner, I got it from my mother-in-law. I love it. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. And when she gave it to me, I knew exactly what I wanted to use it for, to display my plants. And that's what I use it for. I love it. So yeah, that's another way you can display your plants. Now, if you're going to do something like this, I always say, try to use different kind of plants, and also try to use different heights, you know, that they're not all at the same height or level. And you can use different plants in different size pots also. That works. As you can see, this pot is bigger than that pot, and it makes a big difference. It does. You know, I also have my terrariums here, you know, and I've got my other fiddle leaf fig here, and I have it standing on this wooden stand that it can be a bit elevated, you know. So heights makes a big difference. It does. When you want to display your plants, different heights, and even pots, the choice of your color, all that makes a difference. Here I used all white and glass. That works for me. That works for me. Do what works for you. And again, terracotta. That's what I on from here. When you look at the window, I have more succulents displayed on my windowsill with terracotta pots, and I think they look absolutely amazing. So that's another way you can display your plants around your home. And the other, absolutely easy and simple, that's my daughter's Caesar, by the way, on the table there. It's just to put a beautiful centerpiece on your dinner table. Um, yeah, that's my peace lily. I mean, you can do a lot of plants or you can do a few. It's really up to you. I've got just one plant sitting. I used to have a whole lot, and then I decided to put one big peace lily in the middle, and I left it like that, and I love it. I might change it up as we go, but for now, I love it. More succulents on my windowsill. Absolutely beautiful. I love the look. More succulents on my windowsill. I think every windowsill in my house has plants, to be very honest. All the windowsills in my house except my bathroom has plants. Alrighty, that's it from me for today. I'm gonna call that part one on how to display plants around your home. Otherwise, this video is gonna be very long. Next time, I will do how to display plants around your bathroom. And the other part will be about how to display plants around your kitchen. And the other part will be about how to display plants around in your kiddies' bedrooms, in your own bedroom. So look forward to all that. It will be a series of how to display plants around your home. So today, I really just took you around my living room, my dining room, and my family corner, and that's about it. That's all. That's all we did today. And I felt if I'm gonna take you throughout the house, this video is gonna be very long, super long. But it's been fun. Thank you so much for joining me. Until next time, have yourself a beautiful day, and I'm looking forward to your comments. And please go check me out on Instagram. I'll put the description on the link below. I mean, my account on the link on the description below. But until next time, looking forward to your comments, looking forward to your thoughts about this video. How do you display your plants around the house? I use a whole lot of things. I use even grouping them. Grouping them makes them it makes them look beautiful. And there's times where just one plant on its own, so you can either group them or you can display just a plant on its own and make it stand out on its own. It's really up to you. Like I say, use your hides and choose your colors, pot colors and things like that. Do what works for you. Do what works for you. At the end of the day, it must be what you love and enjoy. But trust me when I say you can decorate your home with plants. It's all about where you put them, how you put them, and how you play around with them. You can decorate your house with plants. Until next time, have yourself a beautiful day. Bye.